Hey guys, we made it to week 23, Vanderpump Rules reunion part 2, and we've got Lala in studio. Let's go.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Gonna let it breathe.
So good, I know.
It feels like you guys were just singing this in the apartment.
It's really weird for me because that seems like a lifetime ago.
Yeah.
Dude, how hot does James sound when he raps, though?
How hot do you look tonight?
Oh, you're so nice.
Stop.
My fillers finally calmed down and my lips aren't so blowjobbish, so that's always good.
When you walked in, I was like, damn, girl, you look good.
I love you so bad, all
Tell
of you
us
guys.
all the outfit pieces. You look fab.
These are just from these booties
There you go. I was gonna say you gotta show them up.
from Ego.
Okay.
They're a UK-based company. My jeans are Forever 21 because I'm cheap like that, and this is from Zara. So
cute. You look so good.
Looks
thanks,
good.
baby.
I could not rock Forever 21 like that. I just wanted to look that good on me. You look
Oh,
good.
you're so nice.
We're so excited you're back.
Thank you for having me
Oh
back.
my gosh. Well, anybody, this I guess will just be like.
You're talking about me, right? Because I'm back from Seattle.
Oh yes.
I was gone last week, so they're missing me.
Seattle/Portland.
And clear the record. Where
I
were
was
you
really in Portland. You guys were shady calling it Seattle.
I know. We're so funny.
Because this one was certain. Jesse was certain that you were in Seattle. He was like, no, wait.
Have a great show, and I was like, oh, have fun in Seattle.
And he's like, I need you to pay attention.
Yeah,
And
in
also-
Portland. It was Portland.
Also
Both
that,
granola.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they
You
are.
know?
They were.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's why we were confusing
Hippie.
them.
Yeah.
I got it.
And that R.A.P. Bradley Cooper joke had legs this week.
God,
I would not let it die.
I was
So
like,
this
okay,
guy-
if I ignore it, it will go away.
This guy was trying to talk about Paul Walker's death, and then he was like, like R.I.P. Bradley Cooper. Ugh. And we're like, I'm sorry, what?
Oh my God,
I
my heart
confused
just.
the two. I know.
I know.
When
we're
did
like,
this happen?
Yeah, the room went silent, and I felt like no one knew what I was talking about because they didn't, because he's still alive.
Right?
Thank God.
Alive
we
and
have-
hot as ever.
so
Now
we
he's
were-
a dad.
See, Dad?
I know. See? Yes, his
Yes.
girlfriend's real preggo.
Oh.
So any day that baby will drop.
Dude, she's delivered.
She did?
Yeah, yesterday, breaking news.
What?
People
How
mag.
do I not know this?
We should go say hi.
Yeah.
Guys,
We're
if
glad
you
you're
live
still
in my
alive,
neighborhood-
and congratulations on the baby.
We'll grab a baby gift. We'll go. We'll find him. It's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sure.
You see him walking the dog, so.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
We're going to stop by the house and give our congratulations.
Right?
Off the rails, and we haven't even introduced ourselves
Oh,
yet.
yeah.
Oh, yeah. Whoops.
I mean, it wouldn't be a show without us. Being off the rails.
Oh, hey, guys. It's Megan Stecher per use.
Hey guys, it's Jesse D'Angelo, and you can follow me everywhere at Jesse J. D'Angelo.
Hey guys, it's Jay Ellis back. I'll give you my socials later.
Hi, Jay Ellis back. I am Matthew Evan Paine. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Matthew E. Paine. I'm sure people are dying to follow me.
And special guest in studio, Lala Kids.
Where can we
Give
find
them
you on
Lala.
Lala?
You can find me on IG at Lala Kent and on the Twitter, Lala_Kent.
Love it.
Yay. All right, so you were a fabulous amount of this episode. Good portion of the show.
Thank you.
Okay, let me skip around. So Lisa mentioned they were asking Lisa why are you kind of like easier on James, and you were mixed emotions about firing him, but Kristen you like couldn't wait to fire. And you actually came into the conversation and you said because he had been drinking.
Yeah.
Is James better? Or is he still not drinking as far as you know?
No, he definitely is drinking again. But no, I feel like he's been a really good boy recently, and Raquel, his new girlfriend, is the sweetest, most amazing human being in the world, and I think she keeps him in line.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, he likes to go out and party and have a good time, but I don't see it affecting his workplace anymore.
He has more of a
He
control.
learns.
Yeah, like the other night I saw him DJing and I went to bring him a drink and he completely shut me down. He was like, "Not until I'm done."
Oh, that's,
That's
great.
pretty cool.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good for him.
Progress.
Where is he spitting currently? Like, does he have multiple jobs?
Yeah, it just depends on the weekend. He was in San Francisco on Saturday doing a gig, and then he performs all around LA, the Roosevelt, different bars and clubs. It just depends on the night.
Mm-hmm.
That's good for him because I feel like it seems more legitimate now, as far as like it used to be just at Stir or Pump, so
Right.
it seems like it was only for the show.
Yeah, and it definitely wasn't just for the show because he was there even when we weren't filming. But when you become comfortable in a workplace, it kind of gets a little scary. So I feel like that's what he was doing. It became more of a party for him
Yeah.
rather than like I'm going to my job and you have to remain professional.
Maybe you can speak to this, but it feels like once people escape that Sir bubble, they kind of get sane. Like
Yes.
Crazy Kristen's not there as much. Stassi's kind of calmed down. I
Yeah.
mean, you aren't currently working there, so
No.
and you're in a better headspace, you think?
Yeah. I mean, that place, it's like a dysfunctional family on Christmas where you literally want to murder everybody, but like you love them still because you're family. But that place can drive a chick insane for sure, you know? And it's like, it sucks you in. And there have been, you know, multiple servers that have been there for like 10 years.
Wow.
I'm like,
God.
let's get on
That's
our feet, y'all.
crazy.
Let's let's get it popping.
You can do it. Let's go. Out the door.
I feel
Right?
like
I will help you.
I feel like also with that lifestyle, like it can be such a stressful job, and then you leave with a pocket full of cash, so you're drinking out at the bar after you're done, which is what happened to me last night.
Yeah, I'm like, that's serving anywhere.
Like the worst, most stressful shift of all time last night.
Really?
Then we all, of course, go to like get beers afterward, and I woke up on the couch at 6:30 a.m. with the lights on.
Yeah.
So today,
Yes, honey.
So-
you were down for the cause last
Oh
night.
my God! Today I'm close to death, to quote Lisa Rinna. My hangover is just not good today. I went to Chipotle, added guac and chips,
You did it.
and I got a fountain soda.
That's it?
Scandal.
Just meaning, I wouldn't normally make those choices.
Right,
I
I'm like,
was
where's
so
the
hungover.
burrito?
No, I got the burrito with,
Okay.
with the guac added. Like, add guac. Yes, chips. Make it a
Everything.
large
You're like,
soda.
yes, I know it's $2 extra. Yes,
Yeah.
I will do it.
I can't. That's where I'm at today. That's where I'm at today.
When they were doing the
No, go ahead.
When they were doing the preview for the reunion, they did a little behind the scenes action, and they shot to you. Someone asked you how you were feeling, and you looked down and you said, "I'm nervous." What was the build up like going into the reunion?
Well, it was crazy because I told my little team, my manager, I said, I'm not attending that reunion. I literally had to get on a plane. I was in New York, and I flew home the night before, so there wasn't a lot of prep time. It was like, okay, we've committed, you're actually doing the reunion. And I fully was not like mentally prepared for it. So to fly in and, you know, land back in LA at 11 o'clock at night and know that I have to be up at 6 a.m. to go do this, dude, no amount of weed in the world could have like
Yeah.
taken my mind off of what the fuck was gonna go on
Well, as
the
far
next
as
day.
as far as your anxiety, do you take medication for it, or you kind of just like will smoke weed and try to relax?
No, I definitely take medication
Okay.
for my anxiety and depression, which I've always suffered from both, but you don't really realize it when, you know, I was living in Utah up until 3 years ago. So last season was when I was like, this is something that I need a little something to help me out with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I definitely smoke the weed too, just because it's fun.
There's no denying that you suffer from depression and anxiety, which I think was covered beautifully in the scene with you and Lisa.
Thank
like
you.
You couldn't fake any of that emotion that you were going through. That's pretty much it. I just thought yeah.
Thank you,
there's nowhere
because
else
a
to
lot
go.
of people were saying that, you know, that's an excuse, and I would never in my life use something like that millions of people suffer with on a day-to-day and make a mockery of it by saying, oh, just fake anxiety. No, I literally could not get out of bed to go to her birthday. It was like so crazy because I knew what time they were leaving, and it was almost like when I knew their plane had taken off, like this calmness came over me.
Like it was out of your control at that point.
Right. It was like, well, now there's nothing I can do about it.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Up until then, it was like, well, I could still try to make it. But I just couldn't get out of bed.
Right.
I'm like, I don't want to be with these people.
Yeah.
And they
And not even in a malicious way, just it was taking you over.
Right.
And they were
I-
saying on the reunion too, like I feel like it's people do brush off anxiety because it's not something physical you can see, like, oh, I'm in pain this way,
Right.
or you know, and it's like the whole mental illness thing. People, it's easier to sweep under. For
I
people,
agree
and
with
they
you.
render it an excuse.
Totally.
What about? Tell us about that unseen footage with Jax. Was that a scene you guys filmed and you had a big fight? Was it a much longer conversation and we only got to see like 2 sentences out of it?
Yeah, that was a scene that we filmed closer to the beginning of the season. And I definitely had been throwing jabs at certain people, but Jax was never one of them. So I just kind of wanted to see what the hell was going on upstairs to, see if there was something I did directly to him. Because I've always had like a little bit of a soft spot for him. I feel like he has a, very short fuse, as do I. And dude, when he came at me like that, it was like, okay, you're negative energy, removing myself.
Yeah, never mind.
Right.
Why do you think Sandoval was taking such an issue with you over this trip? Because I don't know, I just feel like he was so wanting you to say, because it was like your man came to town or whatever he was alluding to. He was really trying to get you to admit to something when you're like, dude, I didn't want to be around Jax in a tiny Winnebago.
Yeah, I think that it was like, dude, you can hurt me, but you can't hurt the person that I'm in love with, which he loves Ariana deeply, and she was the one person who extended, some sort of olive branch to bring me into their group. And out of all people, for me to dog like that, I just think he was like, dude, I've defended you, and this is how you repay us. Mm-hmm. So I totally understand why he would be upset. Like, I don't blame him for a second. And I know that it's going to be harder for him to let it go rather than his girlfriend. Because, again, you can mess with me, but don't mess with my man.
Where do you and Sandoval and Ariana stand now?
We're great. Yeah, I would say that I'm on pretty good terms with everybody except Stassi. I don't care for her much. I think she's whiny. I think she says things and she's just kind of stupid, And I've always known that, but then when I read something about her podcast and how she's sick of talking about race, I'm like, oh, the poor little white bitch with blonde hair and blue eyes is sick of talking about race. I don't care to ever be around her. I just think she needs to gain a brain and then we can talk.
This was kind of a continuation from last week's reunion where you came in the middle of that one and then you stayed until the middle of this episode. Do you feel like the reunion kind of bandaged a lot of the relationships that you had with these people before? Like it gave you an opportunity to talk when you didn't have that before?
Yes,
okay.
I do. And I was very nervous going in to the reunion and just wanting to handle myself in a poised manner as much as I could, considering the situation. But I feel like I did that. When I watch the reunion back, I'm like, okay, I feel content. I feel like I said exactly what I needed to say and nothing more. That always feels good,
I never thought that, after watching this season, I never thought that you and Katie would be civil to each other, and watching your exchange last week was beautiful.
It really
and
was.
It seemed really heartfelt, was it?
Yeah, and I was completely thrown off guard. I was not expecting it to be, I thought it would be a series of excuses on why she behaved that way, and it was not that way at all. Mm-hmm. And I've become friends with people that are close to her, and they're like, oh my gosh, like, she meant that. That is Katie being genuine and authentic, and I felt that from her. Mm-hmm. So it sounds cheesy, but it really was such a beautiful moment. Everyone was shocked.
We were all looking at each other.
I know it happened.
Remember when that picture came out on Twitter?
I was just gonna say it.
I mean, we in studio were like, what is this? Like, you were standing with the 3 girls and we're like, when did this take place?
Yeah.
Did they talk? What was going
the
on?
encounter?
Oh yeah, we were grilling Sandoval that week. We were like, when did
like,
this picture happen? He's like, I don't know. Maybe it was this
with
day.
me, Scheana, and which
Kristen
photo?
was in it.
I think
Katie
it was
was
Vanderpump
definitely in it.
Dogs. Vanderpump.
Oh
yeah.
my God, that one.
Yeah.
The Vanderpump Dogs event with all the girls
So
that I
tell us,
don't
how was
connect
that?
with.
Yeah.
Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, it was
Like right now.
It was well, because that event was, I think, like the next day or 2 days later.
Oh,
it was
okay.
quick. So I just, wanted to say, Kristen was very sweet at the reunion. For some reason, we've gotten along this reunion and last. She's just always come up to me and been very sweet. But yeah, the witches or whatever they call themselves showed up together, and it was just so normal. Like, hey, how are you? I'm like, this is how it should be.
Right.
Were you by
Right?
yourself?
I went with Scheana.
Okay.
Yeah, and Scheana and her man went next door, and I was walking out, and they said, let's grab a picture before we all part ways.
Their idea?
It was kind of like a joint thing. Like,
Got it.
yeah, let's...
Okay.
But I made sure it was cool. I looked at all of them. I'm like, are you cool with a picture with me? Because I'm not trying to step on toes. I like the peace.
Did everything
Wow.
at that event? Did everything seem okay with Scheana and the girls? Because I'm getting more of a things aren't great vibe from watching them interact on the reunion.
Yeah, things are not...
Rocky.
Things are rocky.
All right.
Rocky at
Yes.
best.
Rocky Mountain
things are
High.
rocky.
Say that one more time.
Currently, things are rocky.
Yeah. I would say very much so.
There's been a lot of press with the anorexic comment that was brought up last week, and that Stassi had said.
Another reason for me to just
And then it
really
kind of
like
went,
this girl.
It kind of went like nuclear in the press in that Scheana actually got interviewed about her past with an eating disorder and everything. Is that contributing to things not being good with her and the other girls right now?
I think there's like a plethora of
Okay.
reasons, but that's one of the things that definitely hurt her a lot. And Scheana has become very dear to me. So when someone comes and says to you, this hurt my feelings, you just apologize, even if you don't agree with them. But then when someone says, that's not funny to me because I struggled with an eating disorder in college, and for Stassi to keep deflecting, it's like, bitch, knock it off. Apologize to her. Instead of saying, well, I can tell you how to gain weight, go to Taco Bell. It's like, you're offended by me fat shaming you? Well, I'm offended now that your body's shaming skinny bitches and telling us how to gain weight when this girl just told you she had an eating disorder in college.
Right.
Dude, Stassi Schroeder, she's just heartless, mindless. I can't stand the girl. I'm sorry.
The struggle with me is like I love watching Stassi. Like I really do. I think that she's so good on this show, and with you
Yeah.
in here, it's hard for me to say because I know that you have like differences. But like,
Oh, no, she's great to watch on TV.
yeah.
She's an
reality TV
entertainer.
gold.
Yeah.
Totally.
So like watching her on the reunion, I feel like I know where her mind, like where her humor comes from, and where she's like saying this stuff, and it is like a joking or a kid. And maybe like for Ariana when she said it in this reunion, like maybe I don't have to like your humor. Maybe I don't have to be your friend. And I think that that's where that disconnect is for Stassi, where not everybody's gonna get that that humor or that joke or that punchline all the time.
Yeah.
So, but I want people to, but I don't know if it's like coming across the right way.
The thing is, though, is I totally get what you mean. I think if she would have said that to me, like, oh, go be anorexic, I probably would have laughed.
Mm-hmm.
But when someone says that they struggled with it, there's just at some point you just have to say I'm sorry instead of explaining your humor.
Right.
Just apologize. You
and
know?
if it's a constant explanation, then something's not right.
Right. Because I do think she's funny.
Mm-hmm.
I really do. But sometimes she offends people, and it would be nice to just see her fall back and say, I apologize for offending someone.
Right.
She
That's
can
not your
never
kind of
do
humor. I'm
that.
so sorry. I apologize if that offended you.
Right.
Not that.
I think a lot has gone down too since the last time you were visiting us, because I remember I asked you last time that was there one person that you would have liked to have had a chance to get to know better, and your response was Stassi.
Right.
So a lot's changed.
A lot has changed. Yeah, I've just seen certain things that she's said and done, and I just watch her interact with certain people, and I just don't really care. Now she's one of the bitches I would have to have sign an NDA because I would never be able to trust this bitch, you know? So no, I don't. I've seen enough. I feel like I know her well enough now to know we would not work well as friends.
But
Maybe it's because we're so much alike. I don't know.
I was gonna say it seems like
Yeah.
another type thing where maybe there's comparisons that could be made too, because like you were faulting her for saying like you heard this about me, you heard this about me. So if you're hearing things about her, but to you personally, she's been nothing coming your way on Twitter or anything like that.
No, she's never been kind to me.
Oh, okay. Okay.
No. I mean, she just makes little comments that I feel are. I like people that just say things, like don't do the backhanded thing. Just like if you're gonna come for me full force.
Yeah.
And the only thing she's really done that with is the married man thing, and it's like that's not really even coming for me, really.
And that's speculation on her part, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's you're messing with my man at that point, and I will have to assassinate anyone who does
We
that.
see that fire.
Which
coming. Yeah.
Was Sandoval like physically like trying to hold you back at one point? Where I remember hearing him be like la 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 la, but I feel like the camera wasn't on you guys. It was
Yeah.
on the other side of the.
Right. I would never like get up and attack anyone, but I definitely got out of my seat to let her know I'm not playing anymore. So Sandoval kind of pushed me down as well as Andy.
Oh,
Like,
wow.
We're all
You're
gonna
s-
keep.
You're
Yeah.
so lucky to be next to King Andy.
Oh my gosh, I
know.
know. I was so excited, you
Yeah.
guys, when they
You
said you're
had-
right next to Andy.
You had the #1 seed. You have to know.
Oh, I totally did, right? I was
So
next
good.
to the king and looking directly at Queen Lisa. It's like, come on,
Yeah.
win-win.
Right.
Yeah.
Prime
Sky
suite.
Patterson in our chat room says, I don't care how much money I'm getting paid. I'm not filming with anyone I don't like or care for. Now, if there is a season 6 of Vanderpump Rules, will you go back?
It's something that I constantly flip-flop back and forth with. It's like one day I watch the show and then I go hang out with Scheana and Ariana and I'm like, oh my gosh, it would be so much fun. And then there's days where I'm just so happy with my man and it's like, this is nice not having to film certain things. So I don't know.
What about like a Rachel role where you're in the group, but she's shown, but not necessarily a storyline? Would they let that happen?
I don't know that they would with
Would
me,
not- I was gonna
and
say not
I
with
feel
her.
like
Yeah,
I
you're
have
not
too
gonna
much
happen.
of like a bold personality that I like to put my opinion in there.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I think everyone cares about my asshole, so I put it out there like that.
And I'm saying that I don't want you to be that character. I'm just saying that if you want to hang
Always
out with
an
them,
option.
yeah.
Yeah.
I have a question also. So if you, let's say you were to come back, what would you want to be doing in the intro for
my
next
God,
season?
yes.
It's the best. Do you get choices in that?
Oh, that's a
Because
good.
it's like your version of a tagline, like the Housewives. Like you get to,
Yeah.
you're like opening champagne or you're doing
Right?
I would throw rose petals. That's what I
The
want
rose
to do.
petals.
He talks about it
What
every
could I
week.
do as a hostess? I don't know.
Like putting in
Throw
a
a
number.
menu.
Phone at someone.
Throw a
in
menu
slow
at someone.
motion.
Just throw a bunch of menus. Just let
oh,
Or like,
that would be nice
swing
because
us.
a lot of times people come in and I want to hit them with a menu.
You know what you could do is take the phone by the cord and like swing it around like
Oh
suggestively.
yeah. That's
But you
good.
wouldn't go back to work at SUR, right? You would just be a show like on the show. I'm
I mean-
assuming that this is happening now.
He's willing
do you
it.
have
I
opening on
know,
your
right?
team.
I see you. You're trying to catch that bait, boy.
Yeah.
Catch the beat. You're throwing the bait in, trying to catch me, and it's
I want-
not gonna happen.
I want both.
No, you definitely have to be working there 100%. Like if I were to go back on the show, except for Stassi and Kristen, I don't
That's
get
why
that.
That's why
Yeah.
I'm like they are there still.
Is it true that you signed a different contract than the
Me?
primary cast members?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
Which is why you weren't in the starting?
correct.
Because I felt personally robbed that you weren't in the starting. When the season started, I was like, where is she?
Because
Yeah.
James is in the open, and James is not a original cast member from season 1.
And he was absent the whole
Right.
second half of the season as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And why wasn't Brittany in the start either?
Right, 'cause
Did
now
she
they're-
sign it? Well, I don't know if you would know that.
I don't know what kind of contract she has. I'm assuming it's similar to mine.
Yeah.
Just because we've both been on 2 seasons
Right.
now.
Yeah.
And
Well, I guess James has been on what, 3?
yeah, but he was an opening last year too. I
that's right.
think I don't know.
He had the headphones and then the record.
Yeah.
I know, right?
They're so, what's so cool is like they're memorable. I like them.
Yeah,
I
me
want to
too.
be in one. I don't want to work there, but I want to be in one.
You want to be in the opening. I love that. Dream big, baby.
We've
Dream
talked
big.
every week about the opening. It's
A while ago, maybe a couple months ago, Lisa Vanderpump tweeted that SUR was hiring.
Oh, yeah.
And she was like, oh, come on down. Do you have any idea what's going on with that? If it's someone new they're looking to bring on the show too, or...
I
You
don't
have no
know any.
idea.
I didn't know that she tweeted that.
I have
Yeah.
news and gossip. Oh my god. So Jax yesterday got mad about this
Yeah.
chick. There was some like
Yeah.
super gossipy tabloid put out online that this chick who used to, I guess, come on the Howard Stern show. I don't know who she is. Eliza or something.
Oh, Elisa. She works at SUR right now.
Okay. So this tabloid was like, oh, she definitely just got hired to be on Vanderpump Rules. She'll definitely be on next season. And Jax saw these headlines and he retweeted this article and he was like, who are you? We're not even picked up yet. Like he was very upset. Like
He's on one lately.
and I was like, oh. Well,
That-
apparently Jax isn't working enough to know who works the front door at where he works.
Yeah, no, she definitely works there. She's a hostess.
Well, there you go.
She just moved to LA from New York.
And are you working at Vanderpump Dogs?
No, but I will go and volunteer there. I mean, they just recently, I think it's been like 2 or 3 weeks since they've been open, and I need to get my booty in there and start loving on those animals. But
Dream.
working there, dude, I'm so bad at working.
Same.
So we did see tonight that you said
Need
your
time out.
mom pays for your rent and bills.
Yes.
So if you were, like, money that you're bringing in from doing the show, what does that go to? Are you just, like, saving it, shopping, vacations, whatever?
It ain't much that I'm getting.
Sad
Yeah,
still.
no.
I'm kidding.
Recently, my mother has obviously cut me off. And during the season, she was helping me with rent because I had moved out of my old apartment. Now I can afford that on my own, and I'm sure I could have during that reunion, but I was put on the hot spot, and it's like, you know what? My mom has paid for a lot of stuff. On top of, I've been working since I was 12 years old.
Right.
You can make a lot of money in that period of time, and especially since I lived at home until I was 23.
Why
So
does
I have a little cushion that's there for a little while longer.
Why does anyone give a fuck about your finances? Everyone's talking about them, from your car to your purses to your clothing and your jewelry and where
It's
you
so
live.
It's an
I've
enigma
never-
wrapped in a riddle and
And
cash.
cash.
Right?
I've never seen. No one else talks about any other cast members'
And
rent
they-
and who's paying for
That's
what.
true.
And they
Actually.
Only
make
you.
bank. They
Yeah.
make bank, the
I
primary cast
know.
members.
It almost makes me nervous because I'm like, if you're making bank and you think what I have is really dope, I'm going to kind of be bummed out because I don't have much to look forward to in your situation, you know? Like, why is it such a, like, she moved into this place. It's like, is this place that nice that y'all are making as much as you're making and you still think this place is that nice?
Right.
Oh.
Tom and
Right?
Ariana do have a place where you can't run a
Microwave and a
hair
hairdryer at the
Right?
same time.
I know.
But I know,
But
but
he's
they're
happy
reasoning
there.
I know that's what I'm totally saying it with the joke because they're saving it for a house. They have goals.
Yeah, they have house goals. I love that. But
Yeah.
it is pretty interesting. It's like, why is everyone so focused on my relationship, my car, my whatever? Who cares? It doesn't affect your world. And what makes me the most furious is that when they flash to my bags that I have, those are vintage from my grandmother. And I'm like, don't make those look like I hoed myself out for those. First of
Right.
all, if you know Gucci, you know damn well that's vintage, honey. Ain't nobody buying that bag up in Gucci. You better pass that down.
I know my Gucci. It's true.
You know?
Also, I
Gucky.
love a Shady Bravo editor. They will get you coming and
They were
going.
coming
Right?
out
Like if they're in your
hard.
apartment and like are they in your closet like filming? Do you know what they're doing, or are you like, how did you get that footage of my bags and my top
Right?
shelf?
Seriously though, last season, because they didn't film at my apartment this season. But yeah, I'm like, what were you doing in there? Did I okay that, or like was that? You know, it is kind of weird. Now, damn you. Now
probably
I would
caught
be
it.
like, where's the camera guy?
Yeah.
Go
Yeah.
do my undie drawer.
On your lunch
I'm
break,
just kidding.
they were like, "Get in there." Okay.
Right? Get
Yeah.
that footage
It's
of
like
that bag.
So Hunger Games. There's like cameras everywhere. You're not realizing.
They gave us such a good one where, I mean, Scheana kind of talked a little bit about, I don't know if you want to address this at all, but like alcoholism versus alcohol.
drinking problem.
A drinking problem.
Yeah.
And they flashed to Katie, or was this the right cutaway? Like where they had
Yeah.
her
Yeah.
like yelling at Tom about all that. I mean,
Right.
they're so good at their job.
there.
I love that scene.
I mean, what do you guys think about that? Do you think that was like clearly defined? Like, was that a good way for Scheana to bring it
I
up?
think Scheana did a beautiful job of differentiating between
Right.
alcoholism and
I don't
Drinking
know
too much.
that a substance abuse professional would agree with her because I don't know what a substance abuse professional's defining terms are. But I think that they'd probably be like, by our definition, she's probably an alcoholic because it's. I don't know. I did like Sheena's concepts because I was
Yeah.
like, I can see that. I can see where she doesn't rely on it every day. It's not like she needs it to get through the day.
Mm-hmm.
She just likes to drink.
And
Yeah.
whether or not that's officially the difference by like a licensed counselor or whatever,
Right,
that was
I
just
don't
her
know.
reasoning
Yeah.
behind why she said what she said.
I totally agree with her though. I do think Katie
It-
had an issue all season.
Yeah. And if you look it up, alcoholism is very different than a drinking problem.
There
Like
have
you
it.
said, though, if you were to go into a professional, I'm sure they'd be like, it's kind of
You're
the same
probably-
thing.
yeah.
But I mean, I agree with Scheana because I very much feel like I can develop a drinking problem if I allow myself to, just like many other young people, especially living in LA. It's so odd how many young people are like going out and partying constantly, you know? For me, I had to take 3 months off, and in those 3 months, I did attend meetings once a week. But I mean, which I would never do again because these women have worked, years and years to keep up with their sobriety. So knowing now, like when she brought up the difference, I'm like, I can definitely see where Scheana's coming from because it just is something where it negatively affects you. Someone who has an alcohol problem, it's the same definition she gave.
Right.
If you're an alcoholic, this bitch never needs to touch any type of substance ever again, including weed.
It's amazing how prevalent alcohol is in the show and how frequently it's discussed. Everything from Stassi joking about being an alcoholic to talks of Katie having a drinking problem, James having a drinking problem, Jax with drugs and alcohol.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's where a lot of the most explosive things that have ever happened on the show really come from because people are feeling uninhibited.
Right.
I'm going to pick up on a nugget. You said that you went to meetings for 3 months once a
Yeah.
week. Was that like an anxiety-driven thing? Or
No,
was that
it was an AA meeting that I was going to.
since the show?
Yeah, since the show.
Okay.
And I just, I got back from New York and I had been drinking heavily all night, all day. My mom flew in and she just said, we need to get a handle on this. This is crazy. This season was extremely difficult for me. I relied on alcohol to get me through the day. And because it's like I have pressure from a show, I have pressure from my man, I have pressure coming from me in all angles. So for me, going into AA, I definitely thought I will never touch alcohol again. This is the road that I've chosen. And even though, yes, I have started drinking again, I don't say that I relapsed because I am in a completely different headspace. I rarely drink. I don't drink and go and do appearances and get messed up like that. So, again, I agree with Scheana's definition.
It's a responsibility instead
Exactly.
of... Okay.
Yeah, because it was the last time you were here. You mentioned it. I wasn't here, but when I listened, you said that you had stopped drinking. I think.
Yeah, the last time I was here, I was in my sober phase. And you know what? I think every single person, no matter who you are, should take a month off from drinking every single year. Just like where you don't touch it at all.
Oh,
Yeah,
I learned the hard... Oh, man. I can't even tell that story. December was...
We had a rough night out.
Did you?
Jesse got kicked by a stripper in the head, and,
Oh
and I threw up on myself in my car.
Oh no!
And I haven't drank since. So
Oh, this was recently.
this is December.
December.
For the
Oh,
the-
December,
the
okay.
Christmas
Oh my God,
parties.
so you haven't
This
drank
was probably
at
the
all?
week after you were here.
And you haven't picked up alcohol since?
Yeah. Okay. Now I'm like, no, I'm painting myself in a bad light. I've had like sips, but I would never, I can never get to that point again.
Right.
It was disgusting.
Am I the type of person that I'm like, no, you didn't drink because you weren't drunk?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
that's my,
Doesn't
yeah,
count.
It was. I don't remember the night, that's how bad it was.
Right.
Yeah.
I was so embarrassed. There was like so many apology texts going out that
Yes.
night or that day, the next day, where I was like,
Ugh.
I'm like, I don't know what I said to you or what happened.
Yeah.
And I feel like I could have been like a Tequila Katie moment like that night. I don't know if I yelled at anybody or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm usually a happy person when I drink, but it's been nice. It's been good. I've enjoyed this break and I'm going to continue
Yeah.
on this little wave. It's been good.
It's
People are
nice.
on
It's
a
always
journey.
fun to have those like drunken moments, but when they happen frequently, then it's when you take a step back. I think that's amazing for you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Not that you have a drinking problem, but I know those nights where you're like, ah, damn it.
Yeah. What are
Yeah,
people?
like-
Do we have any like
Facts?
questions?
What's going
Yeah, people
on?
are just throwing shade. Monica in the chat room says Katie does have an alcohol problem. She also says Jax is a cokehead.
Oh, okay.
And
Ooh,
Sky
what's her
says
name? She had a bad Monday.
Monica.
Monica ain't happy on a Monday.
Monica, sir, employee?
A couple of people are echoing those sentiments.
Okay.
I just want to dive back into some other stuff that went on the
Okay.
reunion. When Schwartz was saying he likes this version of you and he wished that you didn't come in so strong, did you feel like that was kind of an apology from him and you were super stoked to hear him be nice?
Not really. I was kind of confused what he was talking about.
Okay.
It's like, if I walk into a workplace and I've been called a whore multiple times, you're damn right I'm going to be crazy, and I'm going to warn you that I'm going to be crazy. You know, it's like you can't expect someone to be this perfect human being while you sit here and like haze me for however many months straight.
2 seasons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I just don't like when people poke and then when you blow up, they're like, oh my God, what happened? It's like, you took a lighter and you lit me the fuck up. Don't do that. Because I'm the nicest person in the world if you're kind to me, and I will always have your back. But if you treat me the way they treated me, that's the person you're gonna get.
Do you see yourself having dinner at Tom and Katie's? Anytime in the near future?
With a group of people. If they extended an invite to me, I would definitely go.
That's fun.
Yeah, that's fun.
That's fun.
I don't want
fun.
to see Tequila Katie though. Just in case, I would definitely wear a turtleneck. And just very.
And you'd look like Steve Jobs.
And I'd look like Steve Jobs.
Good one, you guys.
Yeah. That was his name. Hashtag co-host. Yeah. I wasn't talking to you, Beast.
Have you,
Beast.
from this season, as opposed to last, especially with the girls and them really pressing on the issue with like the married man crap, have you noticed a difference in the way that fans or viewers like respond to you, like on social media and things like that, or is it kind of the same?
No, I think a lot of people on social media have actually started praising me because I don't know where you guys stand on it, but for me, I feel like it should be something to be admired. I mean, at the end of the day, no, I didn't put my relationship out there, and if I had to do it again, I would take the bullets just like I did all season, because that's the human being that I love and adore, and I will protect him with everything I have, just like I'll protect my family and friends that don't want to be a part of the show. I'll protect them with all I have. So for them to say, well, we had to do it, it's like, good for you. You chose someone that wanted to sign up for this show, and you guys can go and put your lives out there together. For me, I don't want to do that. And then for Stassi to say that our situation is the same, it's like, girl, bye. You're not even with your man anymore. So clearly whatever you did didn't work.
Right. And a lot of the relationships are people who started on the show together.
Together.
So it's completely different.
It's
Apples and
so
oranges.
different. And the man I'm seeing has an amazing career, and this is pettiness to him. This is a freaking joke. So if you think I'm going to throw him onto Vanderpump Rules, he goes, call me when you're on Real Housewives.
Does he watch Vanderpump Rules?
Yeah, he was a huge fan of it until,
It was.
then I came on the show, and it was like, you don't want to see your girlfriend acting a certain way. So I think he pulled back, and then we both got back into it once I was off.
Yeah.
I saw you tweeted that he loves Southern Charm.
He loves Southern Charm.
I love Southern Charm.
I haven't gotten into it, but he's addicted. So I'm going to have to jump on that pony.
You should binge the first 3 seasons. It's hard to wait for it weekly. I feel like not enough happens. But if you binge it, you're like, oh my God.
Because they're on their
crazy.
4th season, right?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I'm doing it tonight.
There you go.
Ashley Harris in the chat room says, I love Lala. She sticks to her guns and doesn't buckle to someone else's peer pressure.
Oh, I love you, Mama.
I know an Ashley Harris. Does she know who I am? Ask her, please. If it's her, I'm going to be so happy if she's watching right now.
And while we're finding out, when you were there for the fight that Tom and Ariana had over the cocktail book, were you like in shock that she was talking to him that way?
It was the most uncomfortable thing in the world, you guys.
I've never seen her be so ruthless, and it's with her own boyfriend.
Oh, I mean, here's the thing that I love about Tom and Ariana is they are a couple when they need to be, and then when it comes down to business, they're fucking cutthroat. You know? I don't know how she handled it once she got home, but I felt like their child watching my parents argue. I was trying to settle them down, and then once she threw the bitch word at him, I was like, oh, she's mad.
That's funny, though.
She just called him an effing bitch.
Don't roll your eyes at me, you little
Fucking bitch.
Was there more that we didn't see? Did it go on longer, or did he kind of like shut up once that went down?
No, it was, you pretty much saw everything. It was
Okay.
just a lot of like repetition, you know?
I swear you can see in Tom Sandoval's eyes exactly what he's thinking and feeling. Like, you could, when she said, and don't make that face, like, you know the face that she was talking about.
Right.
Yeah.
Dude, they know the ins and outs of each other. And I think it's great that they're doing the book together. I really do.
Yeah. I was happy to hear that. That was kind of a cool little tidbit we got.
Yeah, I'm going to buy it. Keep it on my coffee table.
I won't make the cocktails.
I won't make the cocktails, but I'll keep it in my house.
So everybody's got their own little side projects going, and the next thing that happened in the reunion was Andy, like out of the blue, debuted Brittany and Jax's new show trailer, their spinoff. So it's going to be called Vanderpump Rules:
Literally a
Jax
colon.
and Brittany take Kentucky. Did I get that right?
The Simple Life.
That's what. Oh my god.
No,
I'm
The
just
Simple Life
so-
was entertaining.
I just find it weird that they were gonna throw Vanderpump Rules in front of it.
Oh, I loved it. But yeah.
I think it's because, and I could be completely wrong, I think it's because it's just a few episodes. I don't think it has been picked up as its own show quite yet.
Okay.
I could see if it's obviously a hit, which they both have a big fan base, axing the Vanderpump, obviously, and it just being
What?
Or how about Jax and Brittany? They don't need the Vanderpump name in it.
Right.
I mean,
Well, let's go ahead and roll the promo, and then we'll chat.
You should capture this moment.
Oh my gosh, are they coming for us?
Wait a minute. Oh, what is that? Deer piss?
Do you think he's the one? Oh yeah. I can't imagine not being with him.
When you're getting married, son,
We're headed in the right direction.
you've been in the right direction for almost 2 years.
I want to get married. I want to get married soon.
I like that plan.
If you want to make Brittany happy, make her happy right there.
I could see myself getting bored really easily here. Slap this guy. White trash, be gone.
Best friend, Jack. You're an old man and you need to act your age.
You don't mind taking money from this old man.
Your arrogance is your downfall.
That guy is trying to control you.
You can't even accept my friends or my family.
Can I talk? Can I talk?
You're delusional.
I didn't want the last day to be like this.
Okay.
Take Kentucky.
Thoughts?
Chloe
The
and
Kardashians
Kourtney
have not
take
taken
Miami.
it.
Yeah.
Yes.
So they took ownership of it.
Oh, yes. Thoughts, anybody?
Well, I mean, I'm excited to see. I'm not gonna watch. So sorry, but if they do show, because we had a little bit of discussion in the reunion tonight about how the mom received a lot of hate for her homophobic sentences, which is kind of how I took it. So maybe we get like a more fleshed out, colored portrait of what life's like in Kentucky.
I will never connect with Kentucky. I'm sorry. My family's from the South, but that South is very different. Like, I'm from the complete... My relatives don't hang out on farms, so I just don't find that interesting.
Yeah.
But Jax is a character, and I think he could be very funny in this situation.
It's gonna be like what you said. It's gonna be like watching Simple
Simple
Life,
Life.
kind of, just in the way it's like Jack's like a city guy doing farm.
Yeah,
stuff.
but that was different because it's like Paris Hilton and Nicole Richie, who are from multi-million-dollar families. Like,
Yeah.
that's why it was interesting. If you look at any of these TV shows, they're successful because they're living a life that's extravagant and pretty crazy compared to
Right.
what average people live. This is like,
just different, not like a completely
right.
different world.
I feel like
I don't
no
understand
one in the
it.
chat room wants to watch this
Oh,
show.
oops.
It's like
You
a
know
summer
what?
house.
The trailer doesn't even make it look that good, and that's the whole point of the trailer. I
Right.
think it seems a little too realistic and dark. Like, I thought it was going to be much more comedic and light.
Right.
What makes me
Life on the farm with the rich
Right.
people.
Enjoy
like,
it as
oh,
the-
Jax fell in the mud.
like what Lala says, if it is maybe like tight 5 episodes, they squeeze drama out, because sometimes these shows go a little long, like, and they're kind of searching or hunting
Yeah.
for like a dramatic issue to keep pulling at.
Right.
So maybe with 5 episodes it'll be tight and we'll get something.
Well,
Yeah.
Vanderpump Rules honestly didn't need to go 20-something episodes this season.
There was definitely a lot of slow downs. We got some really good ones and some slow down periods.
I mean, if it had been like 15 or maybe even 15, if it had been 15 episodes, they could have gotten it all in there. We wouldn't have had a lot of, I mean...
Well, I applaud Bravo for they finally pulled back on Beverly Hills. Like, they only did 18 episodes this season.
It caught me by surprise.
I know. I was like, oh, we're at the finale? Thank God.
Because it's fun to watch the drama. It's not, I mean, even for me, it's not that fun to watch a lot of people like laughing and putting glitter on ponies, and it's just
Right.
not interesting. It's like, where's the fighting? I want to see someone like sling a glass or something,
Yeah.
you know?
Clarence in the chat room says he'd rather watch Stassi on a dating show, and Monica says she would rather watch a reality show with Tom and Ariana.
I said Tom and
Oh,
Ariana hold a camera for me. Like, I'm interested and invested in their relationship, but I don't think that they would invite that into their
Here's
relationship.
I don't see them doing that either.
No. Well, I think a good spinoff would be to send you guys all to New York and open a Vanderpump, or I'm sorry, like a Sir of New York.
Oh, that'd be
and
sick.
you guys have to train the new staff, and like obviously no one would get along with the new staff. Like, I just think it'd be such a good idea.
That's a great idea. Why do you not pitch shows,
Yeah.
babe? Come on.
TM, let me trademark that shit real quick.
Lala, we did have a game last week of who would go in if there was like a Broadway show of like Vanderpump Rules.
Oh, yeah,
who would you
yeah.
want to go in an audition for? Like not yourself. Like which character would you want to go in for?
Oh, that's so good.
Yeah. Like think about what the range you could have and like the fun you could play. Who would you want to be?
Dude, I think I would want to play Stassi or Kristen.
That was
I mean,
Megan's
obviously,
choices.
Yeah. 'Cause
Yeah.
Stassi's the star, and Kristen has had a lot of drama.
Yeah, there's just a lot of material to work
Yeah.
with, you know?
A lot of monologue choices for the audition.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
All right,
Just
guys,
this little side
in our
quest. That's fun.
Final couple of minutes here. Anybody else have anything you're dying to ask?
As far as chat or as far as I will as far as the reunion, Stassi said that you can't come into the show and expect to be our best friend without exposing your whole life. Did you want was the point of going to that show to be their friend? Like
No, I looked at Vanderpump Rules as a show to join, as a platform for me. It's just the day and age we live in. You have to have a larger than what I had following. It's different than just walking in and auditioning and then you book a part. It's like, well, how many followers do you have? So I looked at it as more of a business than actually becoming friends with them. And when she said that, I was like, expecting to be friends with you, that's typical Stassi. You think everyone wants to be friends with you. Bitch, I don't want to be your friend.
when everybody
Oh my
hates
God,
you.
We recited the scene from Mean Girls last week where they say that. We were like, you know what? Lala doesn't want to sit with you.
I don't want to be your... In everything that I've said online, what would make you think I wanted to be your friend?
And like, why? Just because you're coming on to their show in their mind, why? Like they think everyone has to be in the friend clique, and they're like, oh, it's so hard to break into our friend clique. It's like, why do I have to be your friend?
Right.
I do think they have to like merge with the group. Like they have to gel in some way. Like they said,
Right.
they were talking about how James, no matter what, was going to be in there because he was either moving in with Tom Sandoval or he was sleeping with Kristen. Like either way, he
Right.
was going to be in there. If you took a rant, like to be honest, Gigi felt very out of place for me because I was like, who is
Who
where
is
is
she?
she?
Right.
Like I
And
didn't
when
know
they
her.
cast Veil, I didn't like that.
Oh,
either.
what was that?
There
That
you
was
go.
Silly.
Oh, that was
Yeah.
random.
Good example.
I forgot about her.
Yeah, I think that it just meshed very well with me coming in, just because I have had history with Sir and going there. And you know what? Yeah, definitely. They started the show. They made it successful. But just like any show, scripted or not, at some point you have to bring in new people to shake things up. I didn't come in here thinking I was going to take over Vanderpump Rules. They can, that's fine. They can have, it's theirs. But to say that I didn't add anything to the show, there's no way that you can say that.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
No, man. We were sad when you left.
Thanks, baby.
Wasn't the same.
We miss Lala.
Thank you.
wrap it
Thank you
up.
for
I'm
giving us
sad.
Lala. For
I
You're
say
welcome,
no.
baby.
I say let us strike. We are not wrapping up. No, we have to.
We gotta let Lala have a life.
I know. Give them Lala. Okay.
I love you guys.
Hashtag give them Lala.
Hashtag.
Amen, Daddy.
All right, my love. One more time, your social media handles for everybody at home.
Instagram, Lala Kent. Twitter, Lala_Kent.
Thank you guys so much. It's Jay Ellis on Instagram at don't_be_jealous and Twitter at still_jealous.
And I am Matthew Evan Paine. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Matthew E. Paine. And you can also find me every Sunday afternoon for the Days of Our Lives after show. And I think that's it.
And on Facebook.
Oh, he's everywhere. It's Jesse D'Angelo, guys. You can follow me everywhere at Jesse J. D'Angelo.
Guys, it's Megan Stecher. You guys can follow me on all my social media platforms at Megan Stecher. I know I've been teasing this for like a month. Hopefully within a week, there's going to be something very, very exciting 1 week from today that you all are going to want to see as fans of Vanderpump Rules. So stay tuned to my Twitter this week to find out what. Love you guys so much. We'll see you
Thank
next
you so
week
much
for the
for
big
joining us.
Thank you,
finale.
guys.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Give them Lala.
From executive
The views
producers
expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.